Hello and welcome to this edition of Saturday Chat. Today, just want to talk about a couple of things in the hobby, just some hobby chat. Show off some SGC that I got yesterday in the mail, and if I get to it, open up a few packs. Series 2 blasters. I did find. I went to, unless you don't know that. So Lids is having, which is owns by Fanatics. They're having the cards with a hat, Series 2. And my understanding is this time when it's in a box and you don't know what the hat is, and it's like a art hat for the team. They look pretty good for what I've seen. I went to my local. I have 2 lid stores in a mall. I have a regular lids, and then I have it's called lock lids or locker room presented by Lids. And I thought for sure that would have it. They've had them before. When you knew what the hat was, they just didn't have any selections, so I didn't get any of the cards. And I ended up buying a couple of Pete Alonso's online anyway. But I was just in the mall. I was gonna see what it was. That's where my PO box is as well. So I stopped by there, and of course they did not have it. They said Greensboro. So I work kind of close to Greensboro. If I get off one day and feel like going over there, I will. If not, no big deal. No great loss. But they did have flagship collector's box or whatever in there. I did not purchase it. It's the same one that Target had for Series 1. It did not say exclusive to Lids, so I'm kind of wondering where it's going to come from or what they're going to have. But they did have blasters and stuff in there for that. But I picked up these 2 blasters actually at a GameStop. Some of the GameStops, if you've gone to any number of GameStops, they some have a lot of cards, some have very little cards, more figures and collectibles. All of them are narrowing their focus on gaming. It looks like they have games, plenty of them. They're just smaller, they're not spread out, and they're offering other stuff, which is good. I don't mind. And some of them are considered retro gaming stores, so they'll have more of the older games. They don't have too many cartridge games. Still waiting on people to trade those in, but they will have, Back to the Wii and stuff like that. They shot themselves in the foot when they used to carry it, and they got rid of it. And it's well known that they threw all the packaging away to make space in their storage for the games. So when you buy games off the interweb, more times than not, they're going to be loose games or in some other box when they come to you, just to let you know. And be aware of that, because it will not tell you on their website if it's going to be loose or not. So if it's a good price, most likely it's a loose game. Just a heads up. So I do more collecting than just cards, but I love my cards. Cards are always first to me. So I did buy two of the blasters. No, I take that back. I bought a value box, because I feel like the value box is a value. I think it's much better than a hobby box. They had them in there, and they actually had them a little cheaper because I'm a pro member. The blasters I picked up at Target, so I take it back. Actually, today I was in there, picked up these 2, and they had 2K25 NBA basketball for $20. So not a big basketball fan, but it is fun to play. Yeah, so it's like FIFA, soccer, and all that. Not fun to watch, but fun to play. But yeah, and then I did get. So that's it. So I did want to talk touch base on grading, and that's why I was going to just show off my small 7 cards, I think, SGC. But for a moment, I just want to congratulate. I really, when I get to know somebody at all, and I think they're a very good person, I celebrate in their wins. It makes me feel good, especially my friends I grew up with. I have my neighborhood. We didn't grow up on a rich part of town. We all worked hard for what we have, and we've all turned out for the very, very most part very well. So I'm happy with that. Great kids, and celebrate what everybody achieves. But why I'm talking about this is a friend of the community hit a great milestone. I was watching this video because I was intrigued with the video. I try to watch as many of my friends as possible, but I really, if it's a video, it's really intriguing me, it moves up a spot. So it's Lou Rock TV, and he had a video on how he's kind of where his brain goes when he's collecting. I've been talking about this for years now, and I love when somebody else talks about how they hobby and the way it works for them. And he's another one. You would not pigeonhole him. I did start watching him because Clemente stuff, but man, he collects everything from modern to pre-war to he's working on a Bowman set. He bought modern Bowman bulk cards from somewhere, because Honey Hole he called it. So I really admire that, and he's a great guy, great person to hang around with at a show or whatever. When stuff happens in Florida, I like to keep in touch with him. But he hit a milestone in his personal life. 20 years at his job. I'll let him. He didn't say what his job was, so I'll let him keep that to himself. But congratulations on that. Something he doesn't have to worry about. He can leave out anytime. He's got full tenure in, and congratulations to him. I could see the enjoyment in him, and now he's got security for him and his family, and that's awesome. And then this day, we whatever security we can get, it's great. So congratulations, Lou Rock, and that was a good video overall. And I would like for you to delve in more. A little challenge to you from me on, I call it the evolving or evolution, because he was talking about how he loves, autographs. Me as well. I as well. He's a little bit more into it than me. I look more. He said it's a bunch of different parts. For me, if it's a card, it doesn't have to have if it's a card that has memorabilia in it. If it's a plain swatch and I already have autos of that play, like David Wright or got Pete Alonso or somebody, Gary Carter, that have hundreds of autos of. I want something that's got a patch or something that is going to pop out at me. So I did understand that, and I'm not a big on card over sticker. Once the sticker goes on, to me, it's on card. And also, a lot of times, on card gets damaged during the autograph process. I don't really care. Now, if it's a bad sticker where a sticker just sits out plainly, but a lot of these sports cards have figured a way around that. They make it eye black or something like that. It's just a sticker, but it's just eye black sticker or whatever. That I fully understand. But so autographs are getting more expensive or harder to find what he likes. Understandable. So now, collected Bowman, that could get expensive. Go this way, go that way. There's always plenty of things. And, that's why I always, I do not want to pigeonhole myself and make it feel like a job, like I'm clocking in to get these cards, Gary Carter is my primary, but I've got every once in a while I'll find a playing card that's out there. Yes, John, yes, Rick, an oddball to me card that just I didn't know about, and that's what I find now. Um, Usually they're not on a list or anything. They're like a local card or something that was just handed out. Might not even be, have a Players Association or MLB stamp on it. 80s and 70s, a little bit more Wild West with that. So, yeah, I completely understand it. Just moving and, you want to enjoy the hobby. You want to get the most out of it with your hobby dollars. And, you know, uh, really enjoyed that video, Lou. And congratulations again on 20 years. Just wanted to put that out there. And now let's get to grading. So I did get this set 7 cards. I'll start from the lowest to the highest. So, SGC 9. Love it when 9 is my lowest. It's a gem. It is a mint. I think that, mint card, minty fresh. Caitlin in her select future, pack pulled. This Will Ferrell in a 9.5 and catcher gear. This is one I contemplated on keeping because of the catcher gear, but as much as I love Will Ferrell, it's not the card itself. It was a fun day that he had trying to play every position for 9 different teams in Arizona. If you've never seen that video, it's a fun video. Not everybody was on board with that either because, I just heard some of my guys that I admire very much, Carlos and friends there on a Friday night, talk about the preseason for baseball is too long. I don't feel that way. It's only, I believe, 28 days. They cram a lot of baseball in. A lot of games are on the backfield. The 40-man roster, right? They're pretty much the guys that is on the team don't play a lot. They just get their swings in. They go to the back diamonds or the batting cages and get their reps in. It's for the minor league players, a lot of first-year players to get their feet wet. It's the pitchers getting their arms ready. The pitchers need time. It's a year-round now, these pitchers, but to get game ready for pitchers is a little bit different. And just getting a rhythm of hitting sometimes. Seeing a lot of plate, getting to the plate and seeing a lot of game type of – you're still not eye ready, but these guys have been playing so long, they're ready pretty quick. But 28 days, it's a month. That's all it is for preseason. It doesn't take away from a regular season. It's not a contact sport. They got so many players. If you ever watch a minor league game, or a preseason game, you're probably after the second or third inning trying to figure out who the hell these guys are that are wearing 80s and 90s numbers, especially if it's a split squad scrimmage. It's a lot different than other sports because of the minor league system. Basketball, you don't really have that. They'll have their G League team, some of the guys, but they don't have it very long. Football's the one that 2 games, because they're not playing their guys anyway, and they really get their stuff from inter-squad scrimmages, like practicing with other teams, and when they run live drills at practice. That's where they showcase the guys. And then when they play those 2 games, they see who's got it, who's got that it. And but not, to me, because of the contact, it's just ridiculous. Hockey's the same way. I think hockey plays a little bit too much because of the contact. You don't want guys getting hurt. A lot of injuries, could happen just walking across the street, but those. But anyway, I digress. So the Will Ferrell, that one, I like to sell one out of it. Now, is that going to make up for this? It could. If it was a 10, it would have. 9.5, it's going to be close. Cameron Break, 9.5 select. Now, I might sell some of these other ones as well because I have plenty to still get. Now, this is one I believe I picked up at Philly Show. Gentleman there had a whole bunch of WNBA first and rookie cards. So I can't remember if I picked that up. I open quite a bit of select when I get my hands on it. This one is I pulled this one out of a pack. This is going to be a snapshots. This is when the Select does a horizontal version. It is a short print card. There's not numbered, so nobody really knows. But I believe these are pretty. I got it. It's pretty short printed. Tarazi, which we now know is going to be at the Nationals signing autographs. Got a 10 on that bad boy. So, and I don't really like, if I'm going to get a card signed, it's going to be a beater. It's going to be, not too beaten up, but it's going to, I would like to have it more cardboard than shiny. So for WNB, I don't even know if they make Chronicles and you could get, but Panini, a lot of their stuff is shiny. So you would have to do the eraser trick or something to get a card. But I'll probably get an 8x10 of her signed. I really like 8x10s. This is a player I wish I could watch more of. She's West Coast. 2 strikes for me. I don't have Ion TV. It is always messaging me. I watch highlights. I almost got their package, but I already have the baseball package. I do have 3 screenings, so it's not a big deal. I got actually 4 and a 5th screen over there that I can see from here. So I have 3 monitors and 2 TVs. I got one right beside me to play games on, and then another one over there. But I can watch TV as well. But this is Kelsey Plume Select. Aces. I really want. I think I have one of the tops. No, the Panini now. I think with her LA uniform, but yeah. And I mean, I have a whole slew of Kelsey Plume. And I ain't gonna lie. I liked watching her play. So I was like, you know what? I can't get all the Caitlin Clarks because it's just financially not feasible. But I'm gonna try to get her, Brink, and Mitchell. Bonner kind of let me down this week by quitting the team. The Boston that played at South Carolina. Love watching her play with Caitlin Clark. They're 2 are special. I think the tall girl that's from South Carolina for Chicago, that I think the game should go through more of her than Reese. But anyway, I digress again. A Fuego and a 10. Beautiful card. Love the Fuego series and any sport by Panini. We're gonna miss Panini. Y'all can talk all y'all want. I did not like it when Panini and Topps had just sole possession of each sport or all the sport. I like it better when it's shared. But we're gonna miss Panini. We really are. Yeah, are they trying this hard? I don't think so. Not right now. Why should they? Hey, let it burn if I was them, but that's because I'm spiteful and the shit was done behind their back and it wasn't done in a fair trade. I really think Panini, and if Topps could have stuck around, really had FCC regulations they probably went to court with of how it was done. But it's cards. It's not. I digress. I'll probably talk more about that tomorrow night. And my last one is Paul Skeens Living Set, which I was upset. Only got one of these. I usually get 2 at a time, but I got a 10, so I'm happy I got a 10. But I would have liked to got 2, and sold the other one. Whichever I get a 10 and sell the other. I'm not to keep the 9 and sell the 10. I'm not that. Now to be fair. I did look this up. It's only going, even in a 10, like $35-$40 right now. So if it was 300, maybe I would have been sell this one to pick up another one. Because let's be honest, he's not one of my Mount Rushmores. As much as I love watching him play, he didn't pitch last night, but the Pirates beat the Mets last night. And they're getting ready to play here in a little 4:05 today. I don't know who's pitching though, so Skeens for a win. Now that's it for that. Now this one, I did with my buddy Mike O. I don't know what his future plans are now that we don't have a cheaper bulk rate. They do have a bulk rate. It's just not as cheap. It's more in the line of what Topps is doing. They did what's his face, the owner of I don't want everybody come yelling at me. Collectors, not PSA, even though it's clearly PSA. Came out, did a interview with Leighton. Another one of my not favorite guys in the hobby, but anyway, did a video with him, and flat out said SGC is great, was great, but we're using them. They're cannibalizing them, and I knew they would. So when they said they were opening up a place and I don't even know if it's next door. They could be using the same facility. He said they're using their graders. They're using their people to get PSA done, right? I've been saying it all along. They're going to look, if it's cheaper to combine them or not lose as much money, they're okay with losing a few 100,000 or a few thousand every month cards graded, because somebody would rather not get it done at PSA than SGC. I think the bottom line, when you can take those people and absorb them into your company and get rid of some of the six-figure salaries, it's probably, they'll feel like over time they'll get those people back. They'll get them back because where are they going to go? Where are they going to go? Beckett, they might for a little while until Beckett does Beckett something stupid again. Or, CGC, this is their time. And let me talk about them for a minute. Now, we'll be going all around the horn where my brain goes. So I am a CGC bulk guy. I'll have another one probably going out here in another couple of weeks before I go to the show. If you're interested, email me. All my stuff's on my About page. And we could talk. But they're dropping the ball again, third time, fourth time. At the beginning, they got awful ugly flip. What they were thinking, I have no idea. Must be the flip guy that makes the flips had a special on that flip and was giving it to them for free, because that was not a good flip. Nothing about it was good to me. And if you didn't get the four, numbers that goes with it for, how they get to that the big number, then it even looked weirder. Let's see. Do I have one over here? So this is their first flip. And you can opt to get centering, edges, whatever, corners, and the front. Now, this was definitely off-center. Knew it, but it was probably my best Topps traded that I had. I like to send my cards in that I pull, that I, over the years, have collected. That means more to me than going online and buying a card or one already graded. Now, will I? Yeah, but I would keep this one because this is one that I picked up sometime in my lifetime. This is something that before I even cared what grading was. So they got rid of this flip and went to this flip. Not a bad flip. Not a bad flip. And then got rid of how they graded, right? With their point system and all that. They still have an 11, which I call it the ultra 10, whatever. If you ever watched, I was talking about it yesterday. I can't remember the name of the movie, but if you ever watched, this is Spinal Tap, you'll get the reference. But, and And then they changed they all their other flips for cards for all their TCG and everything, which their TCG people love their flips. And it was a nice flip. It was like a blue color. I didn't have any of those at the time. I got plenty of CGC now for non-sport, but they're the same flips, and they just got rid of those. And and they're starting to do the same thing as PSA, but now they had a 35-day bulk turnaround, which is okay. And I buy the big package. That didn't look right or sound right. So I get the cards at the cheapest price, but usually in a group, I'll add a few cents to make up me paying for that and also for shipping. I don't get anything out of it whatsoever. I just like to. I like to get the cards, and I can get them cheaper to help other people. That's what I do. I kind of learned that from my group of friends that I have that I hang out. They kind of do the same thing, and I'm just carrying on what they do. But anyway, back to the story at hand. And now, so they're dropping the ball again. They dropped the ball a little bit with the TCG company. So they pissed them off by changing that flip. So people started going, that's one of the reasons why PSA went up so high. And PSA was running deals. And a lot of people that were in the sports card market, when they saw flipping Pokemon cards was easy and baseball was hard, guess what they did? They went to where the easy money was. And everybody was running specials on TCG to get them into their house. So that's why a lot of people have gone to PSA. It's simple. You can see it. You watch it happen, the migration. And then once the new people die off a little bit, everybody will be back to where they want to be. And TCG is taken off because I think the sports card market has settled out a little bit. Now, the big boy cards are still big boy cards. I mean, Jesus, somebody, the card was bought for $500,000. And I still question some of the purchases at the Fanatics thing. Because it wasn't just Joe Blow doing it. It was always somebody in the know or somebody that knew somebody that was selling these cards. And I always question when these big sales pop up, because it ain't Jim Smith walking up to a table and going, I got this card for $500,000. It was an influencer and all that stuff, and then Tom Brady and an influencer, and all that. So, and it's funny because some kid pulls the Paul Skeens pro debut, and then all these influencers are yelling to bloody murder that some kid got it, and Fanatics set that up so some kid would get it. It's kind of funny because a lot of times the loudest are the ones doing it. And the reason why they're so loud is because they know it's happening. I think Fanatics was a dog and pony show to sell more things. I watched Dustin's thing on Fanatics, and I told you I'd be all over the place. Dustin's Sports Card Dad, and I appreciated it. I appreciated his views. I don't agree with all of them. I think the sports card is a plus. Reason why you didn't see some of the buying going on is because purchasing tables were kind of dead, and repacking is because it's not the forum. It's not the right place for that. Like you said, it's the national. But their Fanatics is so much bigger than cards. That's just one part. I mean, they own every license. You look at their NCAA. NCAA, you have to buy an NCAA license, and then you have to purchase it from each individual school in whatever conference they're in. That's three different things. It's not like, and then if the college players get their way, and I can see this happening in the next few years with the NIL money, and they get their and they end up having some type of union, then that's somebody else they're going to have to sign with. But I digress again. They have, you look at they have everything, every major sport they have, even non-major sports. They run the world of clothing. They're the distributor. Nike and them coexist in the MLB world. It's the only place out. New Era gets hats. I could go on their website. I don't know how long I've had a New Era membership, and I've had a Fanatics. My Fanatics was pre-Fanatics. They bought a hat company that was in a lot of the malls, and I can't remember what it was called. Hat World, maybe. And I was a member of that. And when they bought them, the first time I bought a hat, I remember the store in my mall, Lids is still there in the same spot, but the Hat World was there. It was right there, right when you went to the food court. Small, set up just like a Lids store now. So it had better hats, more selection of hats, I should say. They just gave me a Lids hat card. And because I bought my stuff in there the other day, some packs in there. That lady, the girl goes, "Do you have a membership?" And I was like, "I have no. I can give you my Hotmail." And she said, "Yeah," and I did it, and it worked. I was like, "To tell you how long I've been a member?" She said, "No." But Fanatics, it's got their hands in everything, and it was more by pushing Fanatics than any one product. It was more about pushing why they had all these big names from all these different companies, because they have agreements with Fanatics, not just for sports memorabilia, but for clothing lines and stuff like that, their likeness, all of that stuff. So that it was just way more than just, we have to keep that in mind. The National's a different monster. In your card shows a different monster. But yeah, I wanted to talk a little bit about the grading. It just seems like for normies, I use the pours in tongue in cheek and a rich, but pretty soon, I don't know who's going to be able to actually grade cards. They're making it for the flipping world. I've said this for a couple of years now. They're looking out more for the higher end cards than the low end cards. And those people can yell all they want about the low end cards are the ones blocking up and taking all the time. And, but that's what started this whole grading thing, that and grading your vintage cards. But I mean, they're going to make it where you can't even grade, base vintage, like non-Hall of Famer everyday vintage cards. It's going to be expensive. If you're sitting there trying to get a set of vintage or whatever, a team something graded, it's going to be expensive. I don't know, $22, $23 and some odd cent, whatever. I did send in 5 more PSA cards in through so now I have 15 total, either GameStop or PSA. I just found out my first order from a month ago is at PSA now. So I don't know if that means the clock started on the 65 days or if it's just been there. So I have no idea. That's the one thing I don't like about when I submit to somebody else is you're in limbo. You just got to sit back and enjoy the ride and hope that person is telling you the truth. Which we're not going to bring up. But, so that gives me 15 cards with PSA. Oh, Scott, you said you never do PSA again. Well, I said, but it's Gary Carter's and 1 card to sell. That's 4. So I sent in 4 Garys and 1 card to sell. And again, a friend of mine at work sends in cards with me. He didn't this time. He's on his way to the beach for a week. He was worried about that, which I don't blame him. Beach is much cooler than what it is where we're at, by quite a bit when we're looking at, and it's a nice wind that comes around there on Calabash. So, it's some stuff going on in the hobby. Looking forward to the national. In between the national and Fanatics, there was a show today in Hickory. Did not go. I went and did my normal thing on Saturday. Took a couple spots from here. Picked up a baseball anthology book, 125 years. I love those types of books. Sit there, just put it by my chair or by the crapper, something to read and look through. And I got Armchair Reader Grand Slam Baseball. This one that was actually cool. It's fast facts. On September 14, 1990, Ken Griffey Sr. and Ken Griffey Jr. hit back-to-back home runs for the Seattle Mariners. So stuff like that. I really like that type of stuff. Useless knowledge. I can remember things like that. It's got a thing there, Keith, Josh Gibson. Awesome. So picked up those two things for free, because I traded in some stuff sitting around, just get out of the house, some video games and duplicate comic books, just stuff I had that were probably duplicates or something I just didn't want or replace, just trying to get stuff out, just downsizing. But I ended up getting like $85 in store credit, so I did pretty well today. But that's it for me. Let me know how you're feeling about collecting right now. Again, I do think for singles and card buying, it's a good time right now. Not everything is expensive. You can go on and get some really good deals on YouTube. I think there is a huge influx of people selling. And I think you can find good deals on normal stuff. Now, are you going to be able to get, a rookie auto, RPA or whatever of a all-star or something for, let's say $1,500? Probably not. But, to some people that is cheap. I don't know. But, there is a market out there for everyone, it looks like right now. And if you want to get that card for $1,500, there's ways to save up to get there. Selling, buying, flipping, things you might not want to do, but or just have your sock drawer and just stash some money in there that doesn't hurt the family, and let your wife know and be honest, and because the last thing you need is a surprise that comes to home and she intercepts it and finds out how much it is, and we don't want that stuff to happen. So, and also keep within your means. I'm really preaching that here lately, the last 6-7 months. So, yeah. And I just, I've been doing this for off and on. Always had one toe in, I call that. So that's what I say. Even when I didn't have money, I still buy packs here and there. In the 90s, but I feel like, because I missed the whole calling it junk wax era. I didn't even know it till I got on the YouTubes. I was like, what the hell is junk? Because to me it was cards, but I feel like it's a good time to be buying. It really is. And not everybody, don't buy triple threads and museum. I hate that I can't afford that, but I'll just get the singles out of it that I want and let somebody else open it. So that's all I got for you today. Tomorrow night, I haven't talked to anybody this week, just kind of hanging out. July 4th is next weekend. The 4th is Friday, so I think most people will be home. Maybe I can contact somebody, see if we can't line up somebody on the 6th. I think I'll have Joe, Dr. Exclusive, as at least one person on tomorrow. But I kind of want to talk about some things that we touched on tonight and how people are feeling about buying singles and stuff like that. Because I know it just seems like a lot of people are showing pickups. I'm just not. I'm being more picky right now. I didn't do a pickup show. Now I have pickups. I went to my P.O. box, got a big package that I purchased from Mike, and a couple other things came in. I do have something to talk about as a question tomorrow night and a live talk that I brought to my chat group yesterday. Some first world problems, but let's talk about it anyway. Next time, see ya later. Subscribe.